I waited way too long to collaborate with brands. I did not realize that all you had to do was slide into the DMs and ask, and you shall receive an answer. I reached out to 6 brand names over the weekend, and I never really did that before, thinking that I didn't have what you needed to have in order to collaborate with them. But I was just like, what the heck? Let's do it. And within a day, 2 of the 6 brands reached out to me for next steps. And that is what we're going to be talking about in episode 10 of My Day on Canvas. Thank you for tuning into My Day on Canvas podcast by Summer Silvery. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. This podcast is available to stream on Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcast, and YouTube. All links are in the description of this episode, including my art shop, artbysummersilvery.com. Working on other people's creative ideas is fun and exciting, but it's obviously not as rewarding as doing your own. But a benefit of it is being able to step back from it because you don't really have as much of a personal connection or tie to that creative idea as you would your own. When it's your own, it's easier to be sucked in and it's harder to pull back and look at the things that are working and the things that aren't working. I remember about 5 years ago, I was doing illustration work and I was getting a lot of attention from public figures and such. And my biggest flaw there, where I was all hot and getting attention from people and people wanting stuff from me and all that stuff, my biggest problem was that I didn't have an ask. I didn't know how to ask what they wanted. I didn't know how to ask anything. And that kind of made me blow out of steam, I guess you would say. I had all this attention and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to ask. I didn't know how to build off that. So instead, what I had received were a lot of one-off jobs and contract work and stuff. And it's kind of that hustle where you're continuing to just hustle one off, contract this, rather than setting up some sort of stable residual thing that makes sense with it. And I think that I would still be doing the one-offs and contract as well. But I think that when I had all the attention on me and there were a lot of people in demand for my illustrations, now looking back on it, would have set it up in a way better way that made better sense business-wise. Well, now I feel like not only am I learning from my past and understanding more of what questions I need to ask because I'm more in line with what I'm doing creatively. The way that the world is now, it's set up to help small creators in so many ways. There are so many resources and tools that are free, that barely cost anything. There are people out there giving great information on YouTube and other platforms. There are just so many ways that a small creator can become bigger or just stay the same and just be seen by the right crowd. And I love that so much. And in today's world, I love that you're able to just go into Instagram, DM a brand, and it doesn't matter if you have 2,000 followers, 6,000 followers, or 10,000 followers. They will reach out to you if they feel like you fit their brand. I love that. So that's what happened to me recently. I reached out to a few different brands, but one of the brands that I reached out to that I absolutely love so much is Posca paint pens. I use those paint pens every day. I love them so much. They are absolutely incredible. There's acrylic paint inside of each of the pens, and they give you the best results when you're trying to create the perfect fine lines and really make a piece of your work just solid. So basically, I DM'd them and I was just like honest with them. I just said, hey, I absolutely love this product. Is there a way to get information on how to collaborate together? How do we do this? Let's talk about it. And they immediately responded, and they were just saying that they checked out what I did. They loved what I'm about, what I'm doing. And it obviously helped that I had tagged them previously in multiple of my reels on Instagram because I was using their product, and they loved it. And because of that, they reached out and gave me next steps on a future campaign that they're doing. And how freaking exciting is that? I have never collaborated with a brand before, and I know that there are lots of different ways that people collaborate with people, and I am by far not even close to understanding all the ins and outs of it. But the fact that I'm communicating with a few brands right now just by asking the question in the DMs made me have to share it with you guys, because if you are waiting to talk to a brand or have this weird idea in your head that you have to be at a certain number or be at a certain place in order for a brand to collaborate with you, you never know. Ask. You might be the perfect fit for them. That will be my message of the day for you, for any creative who just needed to hear that. Ask. Go into the DMs, direct message the brands that are true to you, that ring true to your heart. Ask them how you can collaborate. If that's something that you want to do, ask. Thank you so much for joining me on another episode of My Day on Canvas. I will meet you at the next one.